If you're heading out on a trip this summer and worried your travel tech might get flagged, Karen Shaler, creator and host of Travel Therapy TV, is here to share what flies and what gets grounded at airport security, among other items that you should be sure to pack. Glad to have you with us.
Well, thank you so much. I think this is such an important topic, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, why is it more important than ever to make sure that whatever you do pack in your bags, especially the checked ones, is TSA approved?
Oh, it's absolutely critical right now because we all have been talking about real ID, and especially coming up for the holiday weekend, this is going to be our first real test of the huge crowds. So right now, people at the airport, the travelers are stressed, the airport staff is stressed, and so you add the real ID, the confusion, the anxiety with airport, with the accidents that we're seeing. I think we're at an all-time high for anxious travelers. It's why I say travel therapy, to do the pre-planning so you can be inspired and not need therapy after a trip. Yeah. And so that's why before you go, what we're going to give you tips today, you want to research and be ready so you don't become part of that chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about medical devices, shall we? Because a lot of people require different kinds of medical devices. Which are the ones that tend to get TSA's attention?
An oxygen tank. Or even those little portable oxygens. There's certain ones that you can't take, and a lot of people need oxygen to travel. The good news is, again, the airlines, you have to check ahead of time, they can provide oxygen. They're approved, that's safe. Oh. And there are a few things on the market that are approved for TSA.
Well, there's a long list of things that they say. Make sure that you say the affirmative if these are packed, because those are no-goes. Lithium batteries being one of them. What else? Can you give us like 2 or 3 others? Because I want to make sure to get to some other stuff once we land to where we need to be.
Of things to be careful with, and something to talk about with lithium batteries. You can absolutely not check those. And here's one you probably don't think about: electric toothbrush, curling irons. Some of them have lithium batteries.
There are a few other things that we should keep in our possession. One of which, we've been hearing carbon monoxide poisoning as people have been dying on vacation because of carbon monoxide poisoning. So there are portable detectors out there.
Absolutely. Let me go through like a top 4 or 5 things that you definitely want to take on your trip. I have a few to show you. These little carbon monoxide, they're tiny. They're like your cell phone. You can see that you just plug it right in, and and it's super easy. And this way you're not going to be worried in those Airbnbs or wherever you're traveling. And of course that brings us an adapter. When you're traveling, I love this one. There's all these different ones, and you can see them. All of these things you can get at your store on Amazon and all of that. But it's really important to have an adapter when you're traveling internationally, so you're not blowing things up and you can use all these gadgets. One of my favorites people don't think about, the AirTag. Not only can you put it in your checked luggage, because often you can find it quicker than the airline can find it. When you're renting cars, you don't know your car. You're going to forget your car. Just put it in the glove box. You can find it when you're traveling. And this is my go-to. You have to have a battery power bank, and make sure it's under 100 watts. And one I don't have yet because I'm still researching the best one, but so important for our safety. When you're going to an Airbnb, a hotel, anywhere that you're staying, they've made it very affordable. These little cameras that, detectors that will find those little cameras, hidden cameras, and audio bugs. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. We are hearing all the stories about people finding these hidden cameras.
Voyeurism is a big problem. In fact, Airbnb was reported that they had 35,000 reports of these concealed cameras over the last decade. Prices are as low as $25. They can go up to hundreds of dollars, but this is something that especially women, who tend to be the usual victim in the situation, need to pack in their suitcase. But just to add this, Airbnb, they've actually changed their policy, and they do have to let the person know. But the hotels, there's other places, you should always keep one on you.
And you can't trust people. I'm sorry. You can't. Even if Airbnb says no.
Karen, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining us, and great tips.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're back after this.